Good morning. Oh, I know what I've got to do. Hold on a second here. I have a feeling somebody might want to know where I got my t-shirt. I'm so proud of my t-shirt. Not proud, I'm so excited about it. And I did get it on Amazon, but I'll share, put this isn't working. Let's see, turn that off. Back here, orders, whoops, orders. Well, anyway, hello, good morning, and welcome back to the Kristin Omdahl Show. Today is episode 1152. So crazy. I know we don't do it as often as we did before, but it still is fun watching the number go up, even if it doesn't go up as quickly as it did before. Here it is. Let me grab this. So, I wanted to talk about the t-shirt, but I should come back to it because I need to say hi to everybody first. I'm a little out of sorts this morning. I've been working a lot lately and a little distracted, but hold on a second. Here we go. We'll get it into there. So at the kitchen, when I work in the kitchen and it's not an event day, we can wear any shirts we want. And I've decided that I want to wear things that are more about me rather than just wear a black t-shirt. So I've been wanting to wear like my favorite bands and things that are important to me, you know, kind of like to still show your personality even though I just wear a plain uniform every day. And so I've decided to start, slowly, not buying them all at once, but think of different bands that I'd like to wear. And I saw this one, ZZ Top, and I thought, yeah, I want to wear that at work. So anyway, I'm prepping at the kitchen after the show today, and so I am dressed for work already. That's why I have my braids in, my flower on, my work pants on, my work shoes, and instead of wearing a plain black t-shirt today will be the first day that I wear a t-shirt with a design on it. I know this sounds silly, but sometimes little things are exciting to me. You know that. Anyway, good morning. Happy Monday. So glad you all are here. If you are joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you had a good weekend. Let me know if you've done any crafting. Even though I've been super busy catering, I still made time to do some crocheting this weekend. And I can't wait to show you my progress on my jumpsuit. It's going to be a showstopper. And I have lots of crochet and knitting related stuff to share with you. Uh-oh, my computer froze. I'm missing comments. Let's see. Now I need to turn... My computer's acting weird today. Let's just put it that way. My mail has closed on me. Hi, Bass. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Sharon, Judy, Joe, Judy. Three Judys. All the Judys are here today. Judy, what do we... So glad you're all here. Donna, Angela, Chris, Marlene, Val, Angela, Kathy. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Marianne. Hi, everybody. So glad you could be here. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me. I know you have a gazillion choices, and when you choose to hang out with me, I truly do appreciate it. So thank you for being here. If anybody's been crocheting or knitting or doing anything creative this weekend, I'd love to hear about it. And if anybody did any self-care, did anything nice to themselves, or if you did something nice for somebody else, share it. Because every time we share something positive that we do, we inspire everybody else with great ideas too. It's not bragging here on my show, it is inspiring everybody else. So always feel like when you share something positive, you are inspiring others to come up with ideas to do things positive as well. Angela's making the Easy Breezy shawl for another person here in the group. She's making it for Chrissy in Hawaii. Wonderful. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Marlene. Marlene's working on a shawl too. Hi, Joan and Donna. Yes, Donna, it is chilly in Southwest Florida. It is in the 50s, and in an RV, you better believe it's just as cold as it is outside. Think about an RV like a vehicle, not like a home. It has the insulation of a car, not the insulation of a house. So when it gets cold outside, it gets the same temperature in here, which is okay for sleeping. I don't mind it because I can always put on extra blankets, but sitting here and working, 50 degrees is cold. Although I'm hyper this morning, so it's not so bad. But once the show's over and I'm actually sitting here crocheting or sitting here answering emails and stuff, I'll put a sweater on for that, or a blanket. Let's see. Joe's working on a shawl too. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Kim. Kim's from South Africa. That's awesome. I want to go to Africa one day. It's on the top of my list of places outside the U.S. that I want to go. Inside the U.S., Montana and New Orleans are the top of my list of places I want to go, meaning places I haven't been to before. Let's see. Hi, Donna. Hi, Carrie. Two Carries. Great. Okay, so who wants to see my progress on the jumpsuit? So pretty, so pretty. And I'm so excited to share more about how to create rectangles out of motifs for you. This will be the first pattern I think that I've released in a really long time where I converted a motif into a rectangle. And I think the more I do it, the more it's going to click in your head. And even if it doesn't, the more I do it, the more rectangle motifs you have, right? So it's fine either way. So what I'm going to show you first is the rectangle for one side of the jumpsuit. Oh, and I'm not at the end. I'm on my last round of the one piece. So I'm making each piece roughly 22 inches wide by 50 inches long because I figure a 44-inch bust and hip size is bigger than I need, but I want this to be baggy so that when you cinch the waist, it kind of blouses up and the pants are extra wide. So I'm making this with a lot of positive ease. Does everybody know what positive ease means? So if you don't, I will pause to explain that. Okay, Donna was working on a bandana this weekend. Chris is working on yoga socks. I believe that means that there's no toes. It's open at the toes, kind of like fingerless mitts. Yoga socks are like toeless socks, right? I think I said that right. Hi, Martha. Carrie's been trying to modify a knit pattern and it's very challenging to her. Yeah, when you start in the beginning of modifying patterns, it can get tricky. Just don't give up on yourself. You'll get it. Carrie finished the Sarisa Swan Show pattern this weekend. That's awesome. Tammy says positive ease means room to breathe. Yes, it also means that. That is an alternate definition of it. Yes, positive ease means that you're making something oversized. So I normally like to make something in the 36-inch to 40-inch bust range. And so for me to make something 44 inches, I'm making it, I like things to be snug. I don't like to wear things oversized generally. So like when I make my own patterns and when I make the sample to wear myself, I like to make things with maybe negative ease or closer to actual size. But because I normally like to make a 36, for me to make a 44, I'm definitely making it with positive ease for my aesthetic. Now, you may choose to do things with positive ease or negative ease all the time, once in a while, depending on the pattern. And that's the beauty of making your own clothes. You can choose which size you make, right? Whether you want it to fit exactly, be a little snug, be oversized. You not only have all the size ranges in a pattern, but you can choose which size you want to make, not only based on your size, but based on your aesthetic style too, right? So very cool. Martha just made the Midsummer Shawlette and made it larger. Wonderful. Yes, that's an easy pattern to modify to make larger. And I bet it's beautiful. I can't wait to see it too. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to say about the jumpsuit pattern, making a rectangular motif. Making one is what? A shawl, right? So if I just stopped here and just made this one, who wouldn't love to make a shawl out of one motif like this? Isn't this gorgeous just as a shawl? Look at this. Has anybody ever made a shawl like this before where you made one rectangular growing motif like that? Isn't that just exquisite? And you know what the best part is about making a shawl in one rectangular motif like this? All the sides are symmetrical because there isn't a starting chain on one side and an end row on the other. Everything's an end row, right? Everything's gonna match. Yeah, so when I release the patterns for rectangular motifs as garments, always remember that if there's a rectangular motif in the pattern, there are two patterns in there. You're getting a shawl pattern as well as a garment pattern. Isn't that exquisite? And if you change the ratio of length to width, like we talked about last week, you could make this a different shape of a rectangle. I wanted a 28-inch differential to make it 22 inches by 50 inches. If you wanted to make it a different differential to make it, I don't know how to say this, other like a wider rectangle, like this would be a skinny rectangle, right? This side is quite a bit skinnier than this side. If you wanted it to be a lot wider here, where it wasn't quite a square, but a rectangle, but a much wider rectangle, does that make sense? You would change that differential in your starting chain. But I think this is absolutely gorgeous as a shawl. And if I wasn't so obsessed with making a jumpsuit or a dress, because I'm still on the fence of whether I'm doing it as a dress or a jumpsuit, because I'm trying to figure out which one I'll wear more. But honestly, once I make the 2 rectangles, what I plan on doing is corset tying it in the beginning before I sew it, because I want to be able to show you that the pattern will make a dress and a jumpsuit, because you may end up wanting one or the other. And I'll be making a belt so that we can cinch the waist. So, rectangle, dress, or jumpsuit. And so, can you imagine this against your skin? I think even wearing a nude underlayer would be, let's put it up against the gold pillow, because I'm wearing black today. I don't think you'll see the pattern as well if I did a black slip underneath. I think going tone on tone won't really do the pattern as much justice as doing a nude underlayer or a white underlayer or a light color underlayer. I think that is going to be not only a lot prettier, but I think it's going to be sexier too. Not that that's really my goal, but it's kind of cool. Yeah, it'd be great curtain. It'd be great Afghan. It'd be great curtains. It would be great tablecloth. Well, I held it up against the gold pillow. I think that's enough contrast. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the window too. I did it earlier. I mean, when I was holding it up like this, you could see it like that too. It's just beautiful. And I'll tell you what, I found crocheting this as an increase in the rounds. In my mind, it went quicker than if I'd have worked back and forth in rows. You know how some patterns make you feel like you're working quicker than others? I feel like motifs make me feel like I'm working faster than when I work back and forth in rows. It could just be me, but maybe some of you agree. Yeah, it'd be a great curtain, absolutely. Yeah, depending on the fiber you use, it could be anything, right? Anything that you want to be a rectangle. Be a great tablecloth too, or an Afghan, whatever, a bed cover. Thanks, Donna. Yeah, making it in black is quite a lot of patience, but I have to tell you that new light that I got was a game changer. I've been doing this because I work so much lately in catering, I've been working on this at night. I've been working with black yarn at night, you guys. With a smile on my face, I'm telling you. I'm telling you I enjoyed working on it at night with black yarn. And let me show you why. Let me go grab that light that I found on Amazon that is a freaking game changer. 1 second. I think it's right over here. And I'm sorry to say that Bjorn will not be joining us this morning. He is playing nurse over at Grandma's house again. We're back over at my mom's house right now. My mom hasn't been feeling well. So, and because I've been working a lot, it makes more sense to take Bjorn over there, let him entertain her and keep her company while she's healing. And yeah, so when I come over here to do the show, Bjorn's not with me, but he's here in spirit, and he's such a sweetheart. He's been so good to his grandma. He's so sweet to her. He doesn't like not pay attention to her because he's my kitty. He loves her too, and he's been great companionship for her while she's trying to feel better. So very nice. The neck light. Judy just shared a link. Thank you so much, Judy. This has been a game changer for me. I know you can get the ones on your head too. I don't like those. It has 3 different settings too, so I think it's like the intensity. Low is amazing. I'm sure low, medium, high, all good. But I've been able to work on this at night with this and enjoy crocheting with black yarn at night. Like, have you ever heard anybody say that? Enjoy it. Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, I hope she is too. And Bjorn's been an excellent nurse for my mom. He's so sweet, and he plays with her, he talks to her, he hangs out with her, and I know she's appreciating it. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate all the well wishes. Thank you so, so, so much. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, a lighter, and yeah, not just white or nude would be pretty under this black lace. I think a light lavender, a light silver gray, yeah, a light lavender for sure. Even a hot pink, like someone said. I think any bright color or muted color would be beautiful under it, absolutely. And we'll try all those out when the time comes. It's going to be so fun to try all those out and see, and I'll show you all of that stuff, and we'll decide what you like, and depends on what you're styling with. Like, if you're going to wear flowers in your hair, wear that color as your underlayer. Or if you're going to wear that color shoes, like wear that color glasses. I mean, depending on the colors that you mix and match with, that underlayer becomes part of the whole outfit style. It's so fun. And so then you have so many options too. Barbara has the neck light too. Awesome. Chris has it too. Yeah, total game changer for me. Okay, where are we at? We are at 10:16. Okay, I have a, what else was I going to share with you? There's always so much to talk about. You know, all right, so I do have a crochet along coming up, and I have a new pattern release coming up, and I'm going to do it a little differently than I've done it in the past. I am going to involve Patreon for my next pattern release and my next crochet along. I want to try that out next, so there will be an announcement later today on who, what, when, where, and why, what's going on, but I'm going to release the pattern on Patreon first before I release it on my website. I will set up the wait list on my website as well, and it's going to be for this pattern, and can you believe I forgot the name? That's how busy I've been. It's called the Wren, W-R-E-N, like the bird. This is going to be the Wren pattern. It's such a cool design because it's made with only 4 motifs. I sized the pattern in 8 sizes, plus it can be made in any, it can even be made in more sizes than that, and it can also be made in any weight yarn. The pattern's amazing because there's just so many options, and what I'm going to show you in the crochet along is that not only can it be a pattern that you wear to fit as a top, but you can make it oversized to make it a poncho or an outer layer as well. And I think I might try doing a poncho with the pattern just to prove my point in the crochet along. So the crochet along will be available exclusively for Patreon subscribers at a certain level, and the pattern will be available in advance before it's available on my website for all Patreon subscribers. Again, I will have this all written out in an email later today, probably a blog post too, and there will be a wait list for the pattern on my website, but the pattern will come out on my website a month after it's released exclusively to Patreon. But it will be called the Wren pattern, and you will be able to sign up for the wait list so you know when it's available. And if you're on Patreon or decide to join my Patreon, you will obviously get way more information a lot sooner. But the pattern is amazing. You are going to absolutely love it. You can make it in any weight yarn, make any size you want. You can make it to fit, and you can make it oversized to make it both a top and a poncho. I'm really proud of this design. It was super fun to make. It was actually really fast to make too. And I did it with the traditional granny stitch for motifs to make it nice and easy for people to understand this concept. And then going forward, we'll be able to substitute other stitch patterns from Crochet Power, which are written as increase in rounds and increase in rows. So you could do other stitch patterns for this type of design. However, the more rounds there are in a stitch pattern, the more complicated the sizing gets, but we'll get to that when we do another of that style of pattern. But man, I'm so excited that I've been really deep diving into my brain lately and not just making traditional patterns, but really pushing my creative capabilities and taking these ideas in my brain and experimenting with them to see if they'll work, and they've worked out. So like this was a conceptual idea. This was a conceptual idea. This is a conceptual idea. And, you know, conceptual ideas are way riskier to make as patterns, because when you try something that's a concept, you know, you obviously run the risk of it not working out and having to start over, right? Or you run the risk of the writing of the pattern being a lot more complicated, especially in the sizing. So lately, things have been working out. Yay. Does anybody have any questions about anything I've said so far? I love the granny stitch too. Who said that? Sharon. Yes. Thanks, Angela. Angela enjoys being one of my Patreon subscribers. Yeah, I share a lot more behind the scenes on Patreon. You know, I feel safer there than I do in the general public, because, you know, there's always the haters, and, you know, I do have pretty tough skin, but I'm still a human being, and every once in a while, it's still hard to be vulnerable to the open to the general public. So when I have an opportunity to share things slightly more privately, like with my Patreon subscribers, it feels like a safe place for me, and I'm happy to share more of my vulnerable side and share more of the behind the scenes there, because it's a safer place for me, and I'm sure you understand that. And Angela appreciates it. She likes being there. Thanks, Tammy. Does anybody have any questions? I know I mentioned a lot. So then the next pattern that's coming soon. Oh, two more patterns that are coming soon. We still have to release this pattern. Oh, and I have the perfect skirt to wear with this. Isn't that gorgeous? I can't wait to wear that one. And then the pattern of the year so far, I think, is going to be this one. That's the new dress. I haven't written the patterns for both of these yet, but aren't they going to be showstoppers? My goodness. I'm so grateful that as busy as I am with catering, it hasn't stopped me from being so inspired to create beautiful crochet and knit patterns lately. I'm so grateful. Thank you, God, for giving me so much energy. You know, it's like the busier I get, the happier I get, the happier I get, the more creative I get. Like, yay. Thanks, Tammy. I'm thrilled with how the tank top turned out. And like I said, I found a skirt at Marshall's that's going to be perfect for it. I can't wait. Yeah, the tank top pattern will be coming soon, and it's not very difficult. And again, this is another stitch pattern from Crochet Power. You know, I always said that once that book came out, I was going to refer back to it lots of times to really drive home to you what a powerful, no pun intended, resource it is. Crochet Power is an extremely powerful resource for you once you get it. I know not everybody gets it right away, how powerful of a resource it is. You're like, okay, it's 19 stitch patterns. Okay, I can make them in 4 different directions. Okay, whatever. But boom, tank top, you know, boom, pullover. Like, this is a great, this increase in rows, increase in rounds, mix and match any stitch pattern. Like, there's so much more to Crochet Power than it at first glance, that as I continue making patterns from those stitch patterns, you're going to see, look at, increase in rounds, increase in rows. These are 2 components of the Elsa stitch pattern in Crochet Power. And looking at the book, do you necessarily see garments? No, it's because it is a lot of concept there. And if you're, and I know not everybody gets my full vision, because I know my brain works really fast, and I put a lot of deep meaning into the stuff that I do, and it's really hard to get that across on a piece of paper, right? So as I continue talking about my books, I think you'll start to see how much more, like, with that book, you could make this without this pattern if you understood how much value each of those patterns has in the book. Does that make sense? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But that's what I'm saying. The more I make things from the stitch patterns in the book, the more it's going to drive home to you how powerful the book is. That's all. Yeah, the tank top is amazing. I can't wait to finish it and wear it with my skirt. In fact, then I could even wear it at one of my next meetings with Chef, because I could wear the tank top with a tank top underneath, the skirt, cute shoes, and wear a jean jacket over for a blazer. Be perfect. Especially with when the weather gets warmer here. We're gonna summer. Summer's gonna be here before we know it. It's cold today, but this has got to be one of the last ones. All right. I've been talking so fast today because I'm so happy and excited. Does anybody have any questions? Barbara, yes, I do too. I thank God every day for the gift of a new day. I remind people all the time, we're only promised the day we wake up. We're only promised today. We always should be grateful for today and make today count. When I go to the grocery store, I try to make at least one person smile. Yesterday I was in line. It's, I go to the same grocery store all the time, so I know all the cashiers. And instead of just saying, "Hi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you?" I looked her right in the eye and I said, "How's your day going so far?" And she went, "Good. But oh my goodness, thank you so much for asking me." And I was like, I didn't feel like I said it in a different phrasing than I normally do, but I meant it the same way. And it's funny how sometimes the words you choose can have different meanings for other people. And it made me feel so good that I made her day. She felt like someone was paying attention to her. And oh, that makes me so happy. Anyway, you know what we need to do? Last week I started going back and sharing the quotes from the Create, Share, Inspire notebooks, the creative journals that I write and sell. Oh yeah, I'm real big on eye contact. Absolutely, Tammy. Eye contact is super important to me. So I thought we'd go back to this. I started this last week. I want to continue to do this a little more often. No, we don't go to the beach all the time, but it's red tide and that's out of my control, so whatever. But I thought what I'd like to do, like I did last week, is I'm going to read the quote, then we're going to close our eyes for 30 seconds. If you trust me and feel comfortable doing it with me, if you don't, that's fine too. It's totally up to you. But I'm going to read the quote, then close my eyes and breathe for 30 seconds. Then I'll let you know when I open my eyes if you want to join in with me. And then read the quote a second time and talk about it if necessary, and set our intention for the day. It's a beautiful day. It's Monday. It's the start of a new week. It's the start of a new day, and we can make this day as special as we want to by setting our intention and following with it. So this is the quote I'm going to read today. It's just the next one in the book I'm reading. I'm not picking them intentionally for anything. I'm just picking them randomly through the book. This is by Henry Ward Beecher. Hold yourself responsible for a higher standard than anyone else expects of you. Yes, 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 100% yes, over and over and over again. I love this quote so much. So we'll talk about it after we close our eyes, but let's think about the quote. Let's set our intentions for the day. I'm going to close my eyes and count to 30, and if you would like to join me, let's start now. Okay, I'm opening my eyes back up. If you're joining me, you can open your eyes back up right now too. But again, no pressure. There's never any pressure here. Take what you like, leave the rest. It's all okay. All right, so let's read that quote again from Henry Ward Beecher. Hold yourself responsible for a higher standard than anyone else expects of you. this quote speaks to me at such a deep level, because at the end of the day, I have to feel comfortable with who I am. Remember, we can't control other people. We can't control what other people do. Other people's opinions of us are none of our business. How other people react is on them. All we can do is control how we react to the things around us. And whether you're happy, sad, mad, angry, scared, doesn't matter. It's how you react to other people that speaks of your own character. It's the only thing we can control. We can't control anything that happens in our life. All we can control is ourselves. And when you understand that, it's so freeing, because it's exhausting stressing out about how other people behave, right? It's exhausting. And you can't do anything about it, so you might as well let it go. And that's what this quote kind of reminds me of. Hi, Margaret. She says meditation is a lifestyle she chooses to live. Meditation is powerful. I know some people are intimidated by it, and that's why I think even just starting with 30 seconds when we close our eyes, it's a baby step, and I think it's a wonderful way to show people that it doesn't have to be scary. But yeah, good for you. I'm so glad that you incorporate meditation into your life. It's very powerful and very good for you. But yeah, hold yourself responsible for a higher standard that anyone else expects of you. Yes, I can choose to be the person that I can choose to be the best version of myself every day. We all have that choice. We can choose how we want to be every single day. We have that choice. And what a gift. And that's a wonderful gift in itself. It really is. It's a gift. We have choice. I love having choice. It's amazing. We all have the same 24 hours every day. And we can all choose how we want to spend it. And how we perceive it, and all of it. It's life is good. when you want to look at it that way, you can always put your rose-colored glasses on. No pun intended. Maybe that's why I like these so much. I like the red one, or I like the pink one so much. Or you can choose to put on, your gloomy glasses. It's all up to you. It's always a choice. And yeah, that's it. Okay. Anybody have any other questions? I know I talked about a lot today. You can expect to get if you're on my mailing list, you can expect to get an email from me today. If you don't want to be on my mailing list, you can check my blog later today for the same information. What else? Patreon is getting some lovely surprises this week. So if you're on Patreon, you're getting some surprises, some new exciting things. And if you're interested in Patreon, maybe check it out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you decide you have questions about anything I talked about today, always feel welcome to come back here and leave them for me in the comments. I reply to everybody. I acknowledge everybody. If I can answer you on the spot, I will. If I think your question is a good topic for an upcoming episode, I will dedicate a show to it instead. You know I do. And if you like my content and my channel, consider subscribing to me here on YouTube. Then you'll get notified every time I go live or I share something new. And we have fun here, and it's a safe place. We have lots of moderators, and this is my house. I make sure that everybody's safe here. I can't control what happens everywhere else on YouTube or social media, but we sure do our best to make sure everybody feels safe and welcome here on my show and my channel. So if you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you here more often. What else? I guess let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.